What is up, and what is good? It is the Dudes Parado, and today we will be slamming this WLTOYS 124228 to the ground. So if you're an avid viewer on my channel, or a subscriber, by the way, thanks, please subscribe, then you would probably notice that my car was slammed in my previous videos. And yeah, it looks incredibly good, but I just want to show you guys how to do it for yourselves. Also, just note if the audio quality is bad, or you hear a lot of... Because I'm recording on a literal potato. It's a $70 action camera. So before we drop the suspension, you have to kind of know what it is. So the springs in the front kind of move like that. You can see this little mechanism that brings it in. Now, it's not exactly that efficient, and sometimes it doesn't really work all the way, but, you know, it does the job, kind of, sort of. Not really, but it does. I don't want to completely remove this, so what I'm going to do is take out this screw right here holding this link in place. And just like... it's taking way longer. Oh, there we go. I do recommend you get something and put it under the chassis to keep the load off of the suspension, so it's a bit easier to work on it. So now that we've got the front end raised up off the ground, we can work on this a bit easier. And what you do is you take this link, and with the screw that you just took out, you're going to need to screw them in right here. Your car should have this. And you have to do the same thing for the other side. And it is done. You can see they are both right here. Now, one thing that you should note is obviously you do lose your front suspension doing this, but I doubt suspension will be necessary if you're really slammed that far to the ground. I mean, it's going to be quite impossible to get over anything anyway. You kind of got to commit to the lifestyle. Oh, and by the way, Merry Christmas to all of y'all. I know it is the Christmas season, so the lights will stay red and green this episode. You probably don't notice much of a difference, but, you know, it is definitely much more pitch to the front. See, the front suspension almost looks like it's mid-jump, and you can see how low that front end is. Don't mind these wires. I'm in the middle of a brushless conversion, so subscribe. See any of the other modifications I put on this car, like the windows or the wing, then yeah, be sure to check out my other videos. I think my channel would be down there, somewhere over here. And also, I know you probably noticed the wood screws. I'm doing a metal conversion on this car, and the screw holes stripped out, so I needed something to hold it in place, and those are just placeholders. However, that brings us to the rear of the car. So the suspension back here is much more simple. You know, it's just straightforward, like literally up and down. So all you have to do is take out this screw here and this screw up here. Now, these are the steering links to an SG1602 RC car. You can find these on Amazon, I'd assume, for probably about $10-ish. Anyway, let's get back on track. We're taking these two screws out, but it'll look something like this. And now all you have to do is just put the steering links or whatever you're going to use in there. Just something short and preferably with two holes at the end so you can screw it in. And here's the interesting part. So you have to put the top of the steering link into where the body mount is. So I'm going to have to screw this in right there. And the other side is done, so I guess we'll put the body back down to see how it looks. This thing is much lower than before. The gist of this does seem kind of pointless. This is specifically to make the car look cooler, and I think it succeeds in that, but what it really needs, just for that extra just touch of, I don't know, yeah, that, we need some new wheels, because these are cool and all, but they're just a bit too big. And I think that we could get this front end just a little bit lower. So...
Where they at, though?
And finally... boop! But on a better note, this turned out looking absolutely fantastic. The front end is so low. I mean, I can't fit this. Nope. Nope. This is a normal pair of scissors. Just barely makes it under there. So this is solely to look cool, but also you can use tires that are a little bit bigger, like these, so it's actually drivable. I know this has been one of my more pointless videos, but it's absolutely, it turned out looking so good. If you want to see any of my other videos just going over what I've done with this car, I've done windows, I put a little mesh right there, I put some mesh on there, I created this wing, I completely designed this myself. Oh, and just a side note, if you do exactly what I did, there is no drag at all. You can just see how low this thing is, I mean, gosh. You know, I find it crazy just how much suspension travel I still have, even though, you know, that's supposedly solid. Like, look at that. That's more than most RC cars. But, however, I just want to thank you for watching today's video. Be sure to like if you liked the video, and be sure to subscribe because I'll be posting more content soon. So, anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.